I have with me today Mr. Joe Jones, famous author and a promoter, ex-LAPD officer. It's an honor. Thanks for coming on my show today.
Hey, I appreciate being here, Brian. I really enjoy, having conversations with you, based on the fact that the respect that I got for you and things that you've done.
So you have a big event that's coming up. You want to tell us about it? It's a concert, a relationship panel, and a bunch of other things. Can you briefly go over that? What you got planned this weekend?
Yeah. Well, basically, it came to me that I've always done stuff that's related to events and I mean, to love and relationships and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, as we see all the different things that are happening in society right now with relationships, I just figured, hey, you know what? It's time to do something serious and get men and women in the same room and talk face to face. And instead of women talking about men behind their backs and men talking about women behind their backs, hey, let's just get here and talk about it and see how we can work this out. So basically, once the situation happened with all the different, the Oscar slap, the celebrities breaking up and the Kevin Samuels situation and all these various issues that had a lot to do with men and women in relationships and discourse, I said, hey, you know what? Let me put something together, like I said, so we can get together and talk. So this Saturday, July 16th, I created an event. It's basically called Where is the Love? And it's a concert and conversation. So what we're doing is I have a celebrity host panel of people who will be hosting. I have Miguel Nunez from the movie Joanna Man, and as well from the movie Life and other movies. He's been around a long time. And then we have Ade Lamar from KJLH, who is going to be a part of the hosting situation. And then as well, a young lady, an actress who was about to blow up. Her name is Brittany Lucio. So she's actually working on a film right now as we speak. She ended up getting a major starring role in a film, right after we connected. So she's filming that, but she's going to do her absolute best to make sure that she's here at the show and getting down with us. But also the musical component is crazy, okay? Because we have Loose Ends from back in the day, doing a full scale band performance. And then we have Casey Veggies, former Rock Nation artist, Casey Veggies, who has 10 to 12 CDs and albums. And then we have another group that I'm introducing. And the group that I'm introducing is called the Womack Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
The Womack Sisters are actually Bobby Womack's nieces.
Wow. Okay.
But they're Sam Cooke's granddaughters.
Okay.
Okay. So we're talking some beautiful, very, very talented young ladies that are also going to grace the stage, and we'll introduce them with a couple songs. And the bottom line is that we're going to have an honest, heart-to-heart, full-fledged, real conversation. And then it starts with a cocktail hour, just so you know, at 6 o'clock. And then we're going to have a heart-to-heart, knock-down, drag-out conversation. And it's going to be about healing. It's going to be about us being honest with each other and the things that we need to do to get to a better place with relationships and marriage and, everything that's going on as far as that aspect is concerned. And then after we'll reconvene and have a meet and greet and conversate from there. So it'll be a good, fun situation.
So the event takes place in Inglewood, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And the venue is kind of like a historic venue, and it's right in like downtown Inglewood, and they're doing a lot of remodeling and changing that area, so that's a really good area, and there's a lot of restaurants and stuff that are in that area now.
Yeah. Yeah, they rent the location is the Miracle Theater, and they've absolutely renovated it. It's very nice. They have a state-of-the-art sound system. It's very comfortable in there. The environment is very, serene and makes you feel very comfortable and welcomed inside the environment. We'll have, like I said, there'll be some snack food to purchase, and there'll be some plenty of alcohol and appetizers and different things that you can partake in terms of keeping you comfortable while you're there. I'll also actually do a book signing of my book that I wrote here recently. So I'm going to do that as well. But the show is going to be spectacular. I think that a person, as the way the state of relationships is today, we got to start talking. We have to start communicating heart to heart as men and women, and we can't continue to have the dissension that we have in terms of the separatism of men not thinking they need women, thinking they don't need men, and men disrespecting women, or whatever the belief is. Because there are a lot of really, really good men out here that are good husbands and taking care of their families, and there are a lot of good women that are doing the right thing with their spouses and things of that nature. And there's a stigma on us in a general sense, but there's a lot of truth to the stigmas too. So it's time to start working on the stigmas and us getting better, and just as a whole having dialogue that's going to make us all better people.
So you're going to have a great panel there, and will the audience be able to participate, ask questions, and get involved, or what's the format for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what we're doing, the first portion of the show is going to be derived around giving the panel an opportunity to expound on what it is that they have to offer. Like I said, I have a panel of people who are pillars in the community. They're all a cut cross of different aspects of life. I have from a doctor to a pastor to married couples to young people to older people to people who just really have a very educational background as it pertains to relationships, as well as just regular people who just have a perspective.
So tell me a little bit about one of the panelists, one that we should look out for and really embrace, one of your best panelists.
Okay. Well, actually, I have a gentleman. His name is Dr. Lance McCarthy. He also goes by Mr. Firefox. Okay. But anyway, this gentleman is he's the head of the George Floyd Foundation. He is a national speaker. He is a finance guru. And he is also, just a person that knows a lot about the finance world as it pertains to relationships. And he knows about relationships. He's been educated in that. And, like I said, we have several people who are very, very solid people. So it should be great.
So you were a police officer for a number of years. Did that have any influence on you trying to focus on relationships? Because we know as police officers, we see a lot of domestic violence, a lot of family disputes. We're in the homes when things are very volatile. And did that have any kind of influence or reason for you for doing this?
Well, I wouldn't say being a police officer made me want to do this event. I've always been prior to becoming a police officer and everything else. I've always been big on trying to help people, so I've always been big on family and relationships and love. So, the reality was yes, definitely being a police officer, truly gives you a different perspective when you see all the discourse and all the issues that are out there with relationships, because you've handled and solved so many domestic disputes that you just kind of feel like you have an idea of what needs to be done and what needs to be said. But like I said, the reality is that my love and passion for doing stuff related to relationships was something that was innate within me, to just being honest with you, just help people. And I see the issues, so I'm trying to help.
Okay, that sounds like a great noble view. But so you said you mentioned that you're going to do a book signing. Right?
Yes.
Oh, is that book signing going to be before or after, or how are you going
to? I'm just going to bring a few books, and before, while we're in while we're having a cocktail hour, I'll sit down. I'll have a cocktail with everyone, and I'll just sign a few books right there prior to us all going into the theater and partaking in the event. So it'll be just something that I do before the event for the most
Okay.
part.
Okay, because it sounds like a lot. You're juggling a majoring event and doing a book signing. You know, everybody's gonna be pulling on your coattail, you know, all
Hey,
night, you
hey,
know.
well, you know, hey man, after 33, 34 years of doing this, I find that, you know, it's absolutely, you know, part of the package for me to be spread thin that night. And I'm just going to be spread thin, and I'm going to be sharing love and doing what I got to do to, of course, get the information out there about the book, and then as well, taking the time to, meet and greet and talk to everybody I can, because that's what this is all about. It's about us sharing and talking to each other and doing what we got to do to move forward.
Now, why did you choose the city of Inglewood to be, for the venue? Right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that because there's kind of like an absence of
Mhm.
quality entertainment in our community. What made you decide to choose Inglewood out of all the places you could have chosen?
Exactly. Well, as you see, there's definitely a big push in Inglewood in terms of, taking the city to a different level based on all of the different things that are happening with the various stadiums, the Clippers coming there, the Rams, the Chargers. They're really investing in the city of Inglewood. Like I said, this Market Street is becoming a real positive vibe and energy for nightlife and socialization. You got the Nile Bar directly across the street from the Miracle. You have another location opening up right down the street. You have my man Jonathan DeVoe has a barbecue restaurant down the street called The Wood.
Right.
Right around the corner from there, you got Duel and Soul Food. Right in that corridor is really starting to be, there's some nice coffee rooms in that area. You got Issa Rae, who has a nice coffee spot called Hilltop right in the same area. Inglewood is really, really developing into a mecca of upscale in entertainment and various things going on. So, I just decided that I wanted to be in the mix and starting to do shows right in my own community. I've done stuff and made other people money in areas that have nothing to do with me. So I love the idea of jumping in my truck and driving 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and being able to host a quality, classy, upscale event.
Now, what age group would you say this is geared for? Is this something for old folks, young folks, or what's your demographic?
That's the trick. That was the tricky part about it in terms of the demo, in terms of trying to create a demo that made sense, because I didn't want it to be about only old people, because
Mhm.
old people aren't the only one that have relationships. I
Right.
didn't want it to just be about young people, because young people need to basically understand what old people are doing so that they can learn how to navigate this tricky minefield of relationships.
Right.
So I basically, even with the entertainment, I have two younger artists, the Casey Veggies, as well as the Womack sisters. They're younger, okay.
Mhm.
So, and then I have Loose Ends, who was an older group. So we're talking a demo between 30, 28, 30 years old and 65 years old. So, I want everybody to come and feel welcomed and have a great time. And the panel as well is young and old. There's no this delineation between what age group this thing is supposed to be about. I want everybody to come. I want everybody to heal. I want everybody to learn about relationships. You know what I mean?
Right. I definitely do. How did you come about selecting Loose Ends as your entertainment?
Well, Loose Ends, they have a natural, vibe about them. They're a good feel and good energy group. They're very, very talented. I've worked with them before, and I know that they put their soul into their performances.
Mhm.
And they got it's a big band, and they're going to do a full, complete show. And then as well, I know that Casey Veggies is absolutely a beast in this game. He's a very, very talented young man. And then the young ladies, the Womack sisters. I mean, we're talking some beautiful young ladies that are extremely talented, and they're very committed to they're going to be special. And you guys are going to get an opportunity to see a group that's on their way. Just like you saw Destiny's Child back in the day, ultimately develop into who they are today. This group, the Womack sisters, is about to blow up. Once again, I said they're Bobby Womack's nieces and Sam Cooke's granddaughter. So the pedigree is there. They come from talent. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they're about to blow. You know, they're about to blow. So you got to come experience that. And then once again, I mean, the panel was awesome. With some people, like I said, they're a cross between the community. Everybody is articulate. Everybody understands the agenda. And then we have, once again, you know, a hosting committee of Ade Lamar, Brittany Lucio, and the craziest, funniest guy ever, Miguel Nunez Jr. He's funny as I don't know what, man. But at the same time, everybody has an understanding and a desire to help heal the relationship issues that are going on in our community.
So as far as the relationship panel, do we need single people there, or do we need married people there?
Hmm.
To hear this, I mean,
We-
I've been married for about 20 plus years, and you know, there's always something to learn. And,
I,
and
I
always
have,
come through.
go ahead, I'm sorry. I
No,
have
go ahead.
people, go ahead, you finish, I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm just saying that, you know, even though I've been married and I think I have a pretty good relationship, but there's always, you know, something to learn and something to help you grow.
Yeah.
You feel the same way?
Yeah, I absolutely feel the same way. I think that we can all grow. I think that this, like I said, this thing, I have single people on the panel. I have married people on the panel. I have doctors on the panel. I have pastors on the panel. I have finance specialists on the panel. I have a very cross between, you know, single people who've been out there having fun, doing their thing, because it has to be that in order to have the real conversation that needs to be had. You know, there's no delineation between who, what, when, and why when you talk about the world. I mean, you know, we will even attack, of course, the LBGT community situation and in a fair way and have conversations about that as well. We're going to have conversations about the gentleman who people chose to not like, who, rest in peace, passed away, Kevin Samuels. We're going to have conversations about that. And it's not about, you know, hatred or whatever people have for this young man. It's about the reality that he actually talked just worse or just as bad about men than he did women. And I think there's a lot of people who have the belief that he was you know, that he's a narcissist when it came down to just women. But honestly, I think a lot of what people don't get is that, you know, some of the harsh things he was saying, it was just for probably more for sale, to boost the ratings and various things of that nature than it was about the truth and reality. But at the end of the day, we all need to hear the truth, men and women. We all need to hear the truth. And the reality is sometimes the truth may hurt a little bit, but when we address it honestly and openly, it can have the desired change and effect. So that's the basis of what I'm about. My company is truthforchange.life. Where you can get the tickets for this event is themiracleinglewood.com. Themiracleinglewood.com. I advise everybody to go there, get the tickets quick, because I'm gonna fight until the very end until we get people in there that just simply want to have that real conversation about love and relationships.
So you have a pastor on the panel. What's his name, and what do you expect him to bring to the panel?
Well, you know, the pastor that I have is Pastor E. He's out of like the, you know, the East Side Compton area. We're talking about a gentleman who's an award-winning person he is a community guy. He's grown up poor. He's grown up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So this gentleman, you know, has a very, very, you know, I mean, of course he has the religious perspective, but he also has the true life perspective. You know, so everybody that's on the panel, regardless of what their credentials are, I have a person who's, you know, law enforcement for 35 years. I mean, an extremely real brother, though. You know what I'm saying? Been married for 37, 38 years.
And who is
Okay?
that? What's his name?
I ain't gonna tell you his name, man.
You got
Nah,
you got to
now
tell us.
I would tell you because you know him.
I know, but
Your
you know,
boy,
other people want to know. We
I
want to
know. I would tell you. I would
because
tell you because I
I
want to
know.
give him his props. I'm gonna give him his
uh,
props too because he's a beast in terms of being an entrepreneur in the community too. But
Yeah,
it's my guy Kevin Dunnigan,
and he's an actor too.
and he's an actor, an extremely talented, good actor. He's been on all kinds of movies and all different stuff and commercials, national commercials running world, citywide, worldwide, and he has a cigar lounge called the
uh,
Debonair Lounge over on La Brea and like Edgewood over in the Mid City area. So
right.
he's an absolute great guy. We have some other all the panelists are entrepreneurs. Everybody is doing something positive. So I'm just excited about the opportunity to share this whole situation with the world.
Well, that sounds excellent. Sounds like an excellent program. And can you tell us again where they can get the tickets?
Okay, you can get the tickets at themiracleinglewood.com. That's themiracleinglewood.com. The location is the Miracle Theater in Inglewood. Once again, the event is this Saturday, July 16th. And you can, if you want to see more information on it, you can go. I'm on Instagram as Mr. Joe Jones, just Mr. Joe Jones. I'm on Facebook as Joe Jones. I mean, everybody knows me. I'm from Versatile Productions. That's my company. Then also my new platform, which is about helping heal our young brothers that been subjected to police brutality and all different types of things. Everybody in the community who's been stopped by the police and they have a ill heart about things that they've experienced, and it just simply just decent people that want to contribute to the conversation of race relations in the city. You can go to my website, which is truth, the number 4, and then change, and then .life. Truth for change .life. You can go there, and then as well, if you go to the events page, you can also get led to the tickets for the show at that point as well. So that's what it's about, and we gotta start the dialogue and start the conversations that make sense to make our situation better as a whole.
I totally agree, and I thank you for putting this event on. We need upscale, classy events that are meaningful to us in the community, and so I think what you're doing is a great job. And I hope that you have a large turnout so you can do another one. You can keep it going.
Yeah.
And so I want to thank you for coming on the show. And I wish you all the best of luck. And you got to let me know how everything goes. And hopefully you continue to do more of these events.
I would definitely do it. I would say this was definitely something I couldn't do alone, and I want to thank everybody that has played a part in helping me make this thing happen, from the venue to my PR person to all of the Kaimi Rochelle. She's doing a hell of a job. We got some other people. My man Dr. Lance has been very helpful. We got people on the panel, and my girl Yolanda Davidson. Katrina Michelle, Kevin Dunnigan, just a lot of people. And I'm sorry, I'm going to miss people, but my man Joanna Man has been really, really helpful. Day Lamar has been really, really helpful. So I just want to say to everybody who has been a part and that is assisting in any kind of way, that I really appreciate you. Carol Hart, you too, you and Candace. I just want to say these things because there's more people. Look, and here's a little secret, okay, that I didn't say, and I should say it because I want to give a shout out and to my son. Okay, my son is Casey Veggies. Okay,
Oh, okay.
He's the artist that's going to perform, and I promise you're going to see a beast. He's really, really talented, and I honestly think he's one of the most underrated artists there is, and I think. We'll all say that we think it's predicated on just the fact of nepotism. That's my son. No, I watch him work. I watch him commit, what he does to this art and to this business. And then, him, and then as well, Jane Eugene. thank you for the help that you've been giving and the things that you've committed to this event. And there's a reason they've been around for 30 plus years doing music, because people are solid and they're good people. So once again, next Saturday, this Saturday coming up, I love for you guys to come on out, get your tickets, the miracleinglewood.com. Come on out and let's have a great time.
Okay. All right. Thanks for coming on the show.
I appreciate you. Thank you,
Okay.
Brian. I appreciate the